asking. How are you doing? Oh my goodness, that's a long username. It looks like it's a whole question. Your username looks like a question. I don't know what to call you. I'm gonna call you after for now. 45 minutes. Wow. That's fair. My mom's a little bit further away, so I don't get to see her too often, but I've been planning after I get a little break from the project I'm working on. I do intend to either drive to Arizona to see her or just invite them to come out here, see me. But I don't want to disrupt their life too much, so I probably will be the one to go out and see them. I gotta finish this song at some point. It has a very signalsy sound to it. Can you sing for me Happy Birthday? I don't really sing on the streams, but I can probably play you Happy Birthday if I figure out the notes. I'm no good with chords, so you're just gonna have to suffice with whatever chords I play under it. That's alright. for you. Happy birthday, though. That's exciting. Hope you do something fun with your day today, if it is indeed the beginning of the day. I don't know where you are. It could be the end of your day. I think the first person I had to play Happy Birthday for was, I mean, in the stream anyway, was Lindsay, and I uh, I remember a little bit from there. I remember that it's on the White Keys and it's in this general area. But I always play different chords with it because I don't know the chords to Happy Birthday. Whatever. This song is called Double Let's, and I need to practice it as much as possible so that I don't mess up while playing it. It needs to be solidified in my bank of songs. Whose birthday is it, says Alpha. I don't know the person's name, but they are in the stream. The song is called Double Let's, and I'm getting better at it. area that's not necessarily the same anymore. Kind of froze that street and this song's memory of it. That makes sense. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, Alpha. At least for a moment. I really like that part of the song, but I need to add some type of variation to it. I mean, I can do that now. the outro chords. Oh, maybe I didn't. Holy crap, what the heck? I wasn't expecting to remember that at all. I haven't played this song in a long time. Ooh, that's not the right chord, but that is a beautiful chord. Hmm. I'm sorry, Jilly Star. But I should start playing that one more often in the stream. Something that's really interesting about Closed Down, Jelly Star, is like, obviously I wrote the melody with my voice. It's a vocal melody. I didn't write it on a keyboard and then write words to it. I kind of just was playing the song and then was humming along to it, and I ended up coming with that melody. And playing it is such an interesting experience because when I'm coming up with a song, right? Like for example, Double Lutz. When I'm coming up with the melody for Double Lutz, a lot of the reason that melody sounds the way it does is because I'm playing notes that make sense for my hand to play for my playing style. Like I've been playing keyboard for X amount of years, and I've developed a certain type of style. Isn't necessarily the word I want to use. I wouldn't say style. I would say habits, like a form. I play a lot of like notes that are kind of close to each other. If I'm trying to get from here to here, usually I will connect them with some type of like little run. So like a lot of my arrangements are kind of cluttered with notes because usually from point A to point B, if it's like a small jump like that or a small jump like that, that's fine. But if it's a bigger jump, usually I will put notes in the middle to kind of connect the dots. But with my voice, I don't do that. So the jumps like that, isn't something that I would play. So when I'm like learning my own vocal melodies, a lot of times for my songs, they're so weird and unnatural to play, and they feel like somebody else wrote them. It would almost be like akin, I guess, to trying to draw with your left hand. And it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to look as good. You're probably not going to be as good at doing it. But maybe you'll make some weird shape that actually you like. That your right hand is like too good to do. Maybe too good to do. Maybe too good to do. And the same thing comes from learning or writing chord progressions with a mouse. And a lot of DAWs or music writing software, you can just kind of go in and you can click notes on a mouse. You don't actually have to be able to play a piano or a keyboard or really virtually any instrument. If you click, it'll make a sound. And you can make impossible chords, right? You can click enough notes so that the piano plays every note on the piano at the same time, which is virtually impossible to do as a human being. Yeah, it's pretty impossible to do. You'd also have to use a sustain pedal just to get all the notes to sustain at the same time. But on a computer, you can write like impossible chords like that. So there are a lot of songs that I have that I've written them on the computer by clicking notes, and they're just either impossible or extremely unnatural and weird to play with my human hands. And a slightly less, I guess, dramatic degree of that would be Vanilla. The reason that I mess up on Vanilla so much and have to play it several times a stream so I can try to commit it to memory is because all of these chords in Vanilla are not really chords that I would naturally play with my hands. From the way they flow together to their formation, yeah, they're really interesting. Yeah, it's super weird. But I do have to play it several times a stream because maybe there are chords that I clicked out on the computer that playing would be like, oh, I would never have played this with my hands. It's kind of nice to have that secondary form of notation or arrangement because sometimes it can open up new avenues. In the same way that when you're playing and like my finger might slip and I might make a mistake and then go, oh, that actually sounds good. It was supposed to be that, but it sounds good too. And I can build a whole song off of it. Yeah, Jesus. That is so weird. I'm not spending any more time on that. But that is why catching up is actually more challenging for me than, say, over and under. Over and under has a lot more notes than closed down does. It's a more cluttered arrangement. But the notes make more logical sense for my hand to play in the habits that I've built up over the years, whereas closed down, like that melody on its own, doesn't make any sense to me at all. But this melody, that makes sense to me. Like a blind contour drawing. Oh. Hold on. You're saying stuff that's very interesting to me. I sketch out something and I'll take something from that sketch and turn it into something new. Yeah, it's like a way of like sampling your own work. I love that. I love that technique, and I love the ability to be able to do that. The ability to be able. I love being able to do that. But it is something that I struggle with, right? In the same way that I struggle with playing same way that I struggle with playing closed down on piano, I often struggle with playing songs that I've arranged in my room live. If I've just arranged it on the computer and I've never had to actually perform it live, sometimes those songs can be hard. Particularly if you listen to Nice Stream, a lot of the solos in Nice Stream are so weird and make no sense. Bon Bon. Wait. It's like weird stuff like that. I don't know. By themselves, they sound like absolutely nothing. They're so weird. God, I would like. I don't know. I was just putting down notes. I was putting notes on paper. I was not paying attention to how those would be to play. And a lot of them, as you might have guessed, are very difficult to play. Nice Dreams, not Nice Dream in totality, but Bon Bon and Sugar Glider have two of the most annoying solos to play because they just don't make any sense for how I play instruments now. Something to think about. All of my solos now, usually what I'll do for a solo live, if I'm going to perform a solo live for a song, for example, right now I have a remix by Khalid's Talk, and I have just, some empty space in the song that I have for a solo. I haven't committed to actually recording a solo because I know that whenever I release a song, be it original or remix, that has a solo on it, and then I go play live and I don't play those exact notes, sometimes it can be jarring to people live. So I would rather create a completely unique space in the song. Like what I do now is I'll have, when I write a song, especially a song I know I'm going to be performing live, is I'll make a version that I put up on SoundCloud that doesn't have any solo work in it whatsoever. It's all just arrangement and production. And then I will make a separate version that I will play live that has like a little empty space in it. An empty space in it that it's essentially longer. The song's usually like 20 seconds or so longer. And then live, when I play the solo, not only is it a surprise for people, but there's no way that I can disappoint or mislead people with a solo because they haven't committed. I haven't committed really to any specific notes. However, songs, especially remixes, like my Thong Song remix or my Outkast Miss Jackson remix, or there's another big one. There's another big one, but I can't think of it right now. But like a lot of those remixes have solos in them that have become synonymous with the sound of that song, much like Bon Bon or Sugar Glider. Typically, though, if you listen to my music, you're not hearing solos anymore. I don't really put solos in my music for that reason and for other reasons too. I think I was only doing it back then because I was in like a really showboaty phase in my music career where I was trying to prove myself, I guess, to other musicians. I just feel like I'm not in that phase anymore, so I don't need to like constantly while out on solos. We are. Oh, we're over halfway through the stream. The stream has been passing super fast. Okay. I will take some time to play some more music. If anybody wants to hear anything specific, you know where to say it. Until then, I'm going to play this weird unnamed track. Alpha says Bon Bon. Right after I finished talking about Nice Dream. One of the problems with Nice Dream is that the arrangement itself is so complicated and nonsensical that I'm challenged to come up with a true piano arrangement of it that goes beyond just the hook. I don't remember making that song. Isn't that sad? You ever look at or listen to a piece of your own art and have no memory at all of making it? I don't remember sitting down and making that song. I don't remember. I remember bits and pieces of the inspiration for it, but I don't remember actually making it. Not like I remember making Less Dream. Me with my handwriting says Alpha. A Nice Dream Redux, says Joyce. Yeah, I don't know how I would do that. A lot of those songs are so nonsensical that they lean so heavily on sound design. I've thought about that a lot recently. I feel like a lot of my earlier work, I really wanted. It's a lot of, like I said, it's like really showboaty, and it's like me throwing sounds together, not necessarily throwing notes together in all cases. When you think about a lot of Nice Dream, you can think of the chords, you can think of leads like the Sugar Gliders lead, But you can think about those, and that's like I would say that the chords and the melody are maybe like modestly 25% of the song. Generously, I'd give it maybe 40%. A lot of those songs are sound design. A lot of it's like, yo, a dog bark here, a little sprinkly sound here, an anime sample here, my own voice or me clapping here, and then like weird reverse things here. It's like a lot of stuff that is so difficult to replicate on an acoustic instrument. Um, oh, yeah. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny, Jolly Star? The transition between the two. I would say one of the most uncomfortable but motivating feelings as an artist is feeling like you have to prove to people a thing you already seem to believe. But something even wilder is having to prove a thing to people that you don't believe. Something really difficult for me as a pianist has been to prove to people that I am a good pianist because I don't feel like a good pianist. Because the people that I know and maybe I surround myself my time with or I'm focused on are amazing pianists, right? I can look at a video of like Corey Henry playing the piano and I can honestly look at him and go, I'm never going to be Corey Henry. Hi, Lindsay. I can go, I'm never going to be Corey Henry. And that's not a bad thing. Because Corey Henry was somebody that was like playing organ in church when he was like, what, like 6 years old, maybe younger? And I am somebody who kind of stumbled into music because I was bored and wanted something to play around with. And my my musicality comes from more from expression. I wasn't around a lot of other musicians that pushed me when I was just starting out to be better and better and better. It was more so I was looking inward at myself and I was like, I want to be better compared to me, which I mean, some could say is good and healthy, but I don't think that's what makes all the time uh, an expert or a genius at something. I don't think that makes you like a master of it, right? Because my metric for skill or success or adeptness isn't the same as everybody else's. Somebody could play really, really fast, and I could look at them play really fast and think to myself, that's so cool, but I don't want to play fast. Speed has very, very little to do with what I'm trying to do with the instrument. More so, it's just kind of like a translation tool, like I'm trying to express ideas. Why do you have the need to prove anything to anybody? Doesn't it come from deep insecurity? Of course, the positive. Oh my god, sorry. It got bumped up. I'm trying to read it. Of course, the positive of feeling you are never enough might push you to be that enough. Um, Proving things to people doesn't always come from insecurity. Sometimes it comes from necessity and futility. Not futility, utility. But sometimes it can lead to futility. No. I don't think that's necessarily an insecure thing, right? If somebody's trying to, I don't know, win an Olympic gold medal, I don't think that's because they're insecure. I think that's because they want to be good. Some people just want to be good at a thing. It's like, I think, a worthy goal, right? Wanting to be good, wanting to improve your Japanese or something like that so you can actually speak to people when you're in Japan. I don't think that's necessarily an insecurity issue. I think it's just wanting to improve. And wanting to improve and then tell people or show people that you have improved doesn't necessarily always have to be an insecure thing. But you're right in that it can be. Some people can maybe be insecure about their own skill or their own appearance or their own speech and then work hard to improve those things so that they're more comfortable and more secure in their own skin. Um, but in essence, I don't. Even if it's coming from insecurity, as long as it's not like hurting anybody else, I feel like it's fine. If you feel really insecure or ashamed of your own music, and so you kind of like spend time in tutorials and going to music school so you can improve at it, like I mean, good for you that you took the initiative to improve yourself, regardless of the motivation. But I think I still feel I have to prove myself. I just think that the goalpost has changed a little bit. I don't feel like I have to prove to my SoundCloud peers that I know how to make music, because I feel like in the earlier days of SoundCloud, that's what everybody was doing. We were all looking at our friends or our heroes or our um, associates or comrades that were doing a really cool thing with Ableton or Free Loops or whatever, and you would think, "Dang, I'm not really there yet. I need to be good. I need to be better." And sometimes that just comes from not knowing something's possible, not knowing a certain thing is possible, whether it's musically, artistically, or whatever. I'm sure you or anybody in this stream has looked at somebody do something and then thought to yourself, I didn't even know that that was a thing we could do. And then you then pursued something similar. Um, I I saw, who did I see do that? Dang, did I see anybody do that? Did I just come up with that on my own? Maybe that's a bad idea. Oh, I saw somebody. So I saw somebody put something up on their wall with Velcro instead of with tacks or nails. Um, and I thought, wow, that saves the wall. And I've never put anything up on my wall with tacks again. After that moment, all of my posters, I'm not gonna really swivel the camera around because I don't want to ruin this like pretty good angle I seem to. Well, you know what? Screw it. No, it's on a tripod. If you look at my computer desk, above it is like a poster board, and it's four poster boards put together that just have like a bunch of stickers and flyers from shows that I've played put on it. That's a Kingdom Hearts poster over there, more to the side. If I spin you back around, this up here is a Avengers poster. And all of those posters, I just took the plain poster and I went to FedEx or Kinko's or whatever you want to call it, and I got it laminated, and then I got Velcro put to the back of it so I could put it up on the wall, so that when it comes time to move, I can I can leave the space looking relatively nice. Now, did I see somebody do this whole laminated thing and Velcro? No, but seeing somebody put Velcro on stuff and they're like, oh, it's a very, very clean and non-destructive way to adhere things to other things. And I was like, oh crap, that's a thing we can do? And I started using it for everything. Now, a lot of that can happen in music too, or in art. I was using FL Studio, and I'm going to move on from this because this can turn into a very, very long conversation, but I was using FL Studio, which is the DAW that I currently use, for a really long time. I was using it back when it was called Fruity Loops, and it was in mode 3. Right now it is in 20. We won't get into how many numbers they skipped, but I started on FL3, and I would make pretty much just chiptune, like little video game sounding beat boops or whatever. And I remember hearing a producer. I don't remember who the producer was, but it was like a bigger producer. No, it was like a Rusty type producer, if you know who Rusty is. It wasn't Rusty, but it was like that type of producer, that type of sound. And everybody was like, "What do you use?" And he said, "I use Fruity Loops." And just the the like light switch moment of going like, "Wait, he uses the same stuff I use? Then there's no difference in our gear. I should be better. I should be able to create something better." Because all that time, I underestimated my gear. I thought that the reason my music sounded thin and unprofessional and dinky is because I was using thin, unprofessional, dinky equipment. But seeing somebody create something great with what you have can sometimes create this surge of like, wait, I can do more, I can be better then. There's nothing holding me back but me. And then you would like to prove, maybe just to yourself, that you can do it. But I mean, we live in a society, right? So sometimes when you have to prove things to yourself, you also end up proving those things to other people too. What a long, long detour. I apologize if anybody in the stream wasn't interested in that subject of conversation, but I was talking about my music in 2015, 2016, how I really felt like I had to prove something. So if you go back and listen to that music, it's very showboaty. There are a lot of things there that don't necessarily convey a musical idea all the time, but convey a creative idea where it's like dog barking, like I said, or waves crashing here. I'm going to take this sound of a bus opening up its doors and I'm going to reverse it, then I'm going to pitch it up a bunch, and then I'm going to lay that over like some kid singing and make some weird noise that sounds like a comet or something. Doing a lot of that because I wanted people to hear the music and go, this person knows what they're doing. This person knows what they're doing. You're not going to listen to Nice Dream or any of my music from 2015 and hear something that's just kind of a relaxed, chill, composed, and secure idea. Fast forward from 2015 to 2017 when I put out Lush Dream, and if you listen to Lush Dream, there's a lot of songs in it that only have two chords. And beyond that, there's a lot of songs like, what's a good one? What's a good one? There's songs like Kiwi. There's no frills on this song. Nothing fancy. It was created in a day, basically. Or if you listen to Mikey Lee, Mikey Lee is just an iteration of Key Lime. Now, if I started off with that song in 2015, if I released that song, I would be afraid that people would listen to it and just listen to this plain piano, nothing around it, no cool bass line, no cool vocal sample, no dance ability. People would listen to it and go, oh, this person does not know how to make a song. This person knows how to make an idea, a rough, loose idea. This person doesn't know how to mix. It sounds bad. It sounds like all warbled. This person doesn't know how to produce. People might make that assumption. But because of my 2015 through 2016 and even a little bit into 2017, because of all of that dense, showboaty work, I can create something that's just... I can create a song that's just two chords with a piano. And I can put like a little chill drum beat under this and maybe like hum over it. And people might listen to it and they might go, you know what, this song is boring, or this song is simple, this song isn't very complicated or difficult to make, this song doesn't require a lot of skill. But they can't, in good faith, assume that me, the artist, doesn't have the skill to do those things. And I think that form of creative restraint is really, really weird. I'm getting used to it more now, but it was very foreign to me. Like the idea of going into an art exhibit and seeing somebody that has made abstract art, you know, where it just looks like somebody threw a bunch of buckets of paint on a canvas. I can look at something like that and think, well, all right. But then I can look at that person's like study and human anatomy, and I can see them draw or paint really like beautiful, realistic images, or still life stuff, or maybe they painted a sunset, and I'm like, this is beautiful. How did they go from this to this like completely alienating abstract thing? And I think that a lot of people that maybe don't know any better might look at an abstract thing and think, this person doesn't know how to do the more simple, easy to digest pieces of art. And some insecurity can come from that. But a lot of times, at least in my experience, when you do find an artist that is making very, very simple, almost cartoonishly simple drawings, it's a stylistic choice. They're making a choice to do that. They can do what we as like maybe the uneducated or normie or whatever we're expecting, they can do what we would perceive to be difficult or skillful or impressive. They can do that. And maybe they did it in the past. And now they're not necessarily trying to prove anything to anyone. They're just trying to convey an idea. And that's why you get artists like Starless Art. If you know who Starless Art is, I feel like a lot of people don't know who Starless is in my neck of the woods. But I know visual artists know who Starless is. And her art is very... What's the word? Abstract is not the word I would use, but it's... I don't know how to describe it without it sounding insulting, so I'm just going to say it and know that I don't mean any insult by it. But if you look at the drawings, it looks like a kid drew them. It looks like somebody that doesn't understand human anatomy and form drew it. Like really big, wild legs, like one leg is shorter than the other. It looks like something you draw when you were like 8 years old. But you know that this person is making this as a choice because they can draw really like uber realistic stuff. They're just choosing to do this thing. And the same way I could release a song like Groom Cake, that just loops that. And somebody that might not know any better would be like, oh, this person doesn't know how to program drums. This person doesn't know how to write a hook or a bridge. But people that know better will say, this is a choice. This person is making a choice to write a song that's very simple. And having that restraint is something that I think that you do have to improve as an artist to get to that point, to learn that restraint. When you're first starting out, restraint is the last thing on your mind because you're trying to grow and impress and show and improve. You're trying to be something. A little unnecessary education on the, I don't know, the artist mold? What is that? Oh my god, I missed a bunch of comments. Hi Sam! Welcome. No matter how many viewers Omni has on his streams, he always remains himself. I respect that. Oh, thanks, Owen. I didn't even see you come in, Owen. Have you ever used Pure Data or Max/MSP? I don't even know what that is, so I'm gonna say no. But that might not necessarily be true. I just don't know. I don't know. I saw a Jeopardy behind the scenes special, and the Jeopardy theme was created in 1.5 minutes and made tens of millions of dollars. It's cray. I feel that same way about most trap beats. Hello, Aria. I get a lot of feelings from the technical ones, though, but what you're talking about and just barged in here. That's what I've been thinking about a lot. Emotions first. Words, Sam. Restraint. Restraint is very important. I haven't been in streams for a while, says Aria. Well, welcome back, Aria. Welcome. Welcome back. Lindsay says, I've heard someone say recently that once you know the fundamentals of art medium, it's hard to go back to the unrefined style. I would like to talk to this person. Looks like a child's drawing. At least for me, it's very hard for me. Kids are good with representing ideas, maybe. Oh. That's a problem that I think a lot of artists struggle with. I think I struggled with this. You almost don't want to learn correct ways to do things. You don't want to learn the rules because you've lived so happily outside of them that you kind of don't want to poison your mind. Like one of those things you can't unlearn or unsee. It might be hard for me to write a song like Nice Dream if I knew the proper way to create a song. It might be hard for me to play a chord like this if I knew the proper way to play that chord, right? The way that they show you in like the jazz theory book. I think about that a lot, and I think I personally sometimes just have to trust that I will remain myself, even with the influx of knowledge. But restraint is something that I practiced a lot in 2017 and in 2018. This has been my biggest challenge. If you've looked in the, throughout the course, I don't know how long every single one of you have been around, but I'm going to make the assumption while saying this that you've been around since 2014. Say you've been with me since 2014. In 2015, I played shows all the time. Every 2 weeks I was playing a show. In 2016, I ramped it even up from there. And I was releasing a song every couple of weeks. Coming to 2017, I was releasing a song every week. I released over 60 songs that year, and I was playing constantly. 2017, I was here. I was there. I was all over the place. Going to 2017, I was up in Canada. I was playing there. 2018, I was going to Japan. I was playing there. In 2019, I said, okay, restraint time. And then I started releasing music that wasn't necessarily at the apex of my ability. I was releasing music that was accurate and concise to the idea I was trying to convey. A lot of times in making music, I would make a song and I was like, ooh, that's exactly how I want it to sound. Like Chaser. Was it? That song is, I think, like, I don't know, 60 seconds long. It's a very short song. And it's because the idea had been conveyed. After I had made that 60 seconds, I could have been like, okay, and here's the part where I'll put this crazy solo, and then I'll change the key or whatever, and then the chords will change here, and then this is when the whole beat switches, kind of like in 1/Million, or Not on My Watch. I thought about doing that, and I was like, you know what, no, I would just be doing that to prove to people I could. This song feels finished to me. I'm done with this song. And that was hard. Also, last year, 2019, I only played 4 shows all year. That took restraint. I said no to so many shows. I said no to so many opportunities. I said no to a lot of things because I was making the decision that I'm not just going to do things just because I can. I'm not going to have a big orchestral flourish in a song just because I know how to do that. I'm not going to write a drum and bass song just because I now know how to make a drum and bass song. I'm not going to play a show here just because I can play a show. I'm going to do things more so because I want to do them and because they're very specific to my artistic vision. But I feel like that is a thing that you have to work to get to. I think that that's a luxury. Not everybody can say no to a show. Not everybody has the wherewithal to go, wait, this is a new synthesizer? I have to use this. Sometimes people will just use things or do things just because the ability or opportunity arises, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you have to do that to get to the point where you can practice certain restraint and a better, more concise, nailed in artistic vision. Let me tell you, I just got this thing called East West. It's a massive, very expensive, but I got it for a discount. It's a very, very massive orchestral sound library, right? It's got all these cool string sounds, it's got all these cool clarinets, it's got everything. And they're all separated into like these beautiful little categories. Like actual film composers use it. Like John Williams has used it, Hans Zimmer has used it. And restraint is getting that many instruments and not going like, okay, I'm going to add every single instrument in a symphony now. I'm making a symphony. I'm gonna get the violins, get the cellos, get the violas over there. We're gonna have double bass in this section right here. You're gonna stay here now. Clarinets and woodwinds. I need to see like putting everything together just because I could. Like maybe me in 2017 would have done that, but me now I'm kind of picking and choosing. Like okay, I need a bassoon and I need a piccolo for this section of the song, and I don't need anything else. I don't need to add in all the strings. I don't need to add in the wind chimes and the reverse cymbal and all the floors. Sometimes you gotta work within inside the confines. Hmm. And you're the ones that have to set the confinement sometimes. Anyways, oh, it's Izzy. It's Izzy. Sorry. Hi, Izzy. Hitler got rejected from art school twice as Alpha. Ooh, I never got in. I think it's hard to maintain creativity once you learn rules, conventions, says Leanna. Very apt and believable thing to say. I believe this. Wish I could stay longer, but I gotta eat. Thanks for the interesting discussion. Word up, Lindsay. I gotta leave soon, too, anyway. I loved 1/million, says Ava. Oh, Ava, are you feeling better, by the way? Are you all healed up? Word up, Owen. I feel you on that. It's good. Okay. I feel worse today. Jesus, I'm sorry. Okay, I got distracted with that conversation. I'm gonna play some weird version of Flight Plan as we switch talking topics. But that is interesting. Restraint. I wasn't expecting restraint to be such a big deal. Art does take time. Art does take time. hard to even think back to like the arms race that SoundCloud was. Like back in like even just 2014 and 15. I'm kind of glad I'm out of that. It definitely has its pros and cons. I think that when you're constantly like stressed out and competing with everybody, it creates such a great environment for artistic growth because you're constantly trying to improve. You're almost never comfortable, which, you know, is great if you're trying to be a better whatever, a better musician, a better piano player, a better composer. But I think I didn't realize the weird toll that never being comfortable and secure in your own art takes on your, like, psyche. It can be pretty damaging if you don't take a break from it. I was thinking about most people on IG like arms race, but Tumblr is more creativity. Yeah, I would say so. Did I ever tell you that I ran a fashion Tumblr? A lot of these bow ties came from when I had a fashion Tumblr. I used to have a fashion Tumblr where I would post a new bow tie every week, which then turned into every 2 weeks, and I would post like the whole thing about like who made it, where it was made from, some history on some history on the shop that made the bow tie, and some history on like the style of tie, because you know all bow ties don't have the same origin. And then it got to a point where people were actually sending me bow ties. One of them, the one that I used to wear the most, which I don't see. Oh, there it is. This one was made by a company called Dapper and Dash, who also ran a Tumblr, and they sent me a bow tie because they just wanted it to be reviewed. But I had every. They were like, "What kind of pattern do you want?" And I was like, "I have every pattern I want." And they said, "What's a pattern that you want that you never see in stores though?" And I was like, "Oh, like a floral bow tie." And they made me a floral bow tie. And the other side's like polka dot, but it's like tactile polka dot that like sticks out. It's like sticks up. It's like raised dots. Anyways, you guys aren't asking about Tumblr stuff, but you're right. Tumblr was like this really interesting creative space. I did not keep the account. I deleted the account in my great migration from Tumblr. I decided, I made like a very drastic decision that I was like, this is not what I want to do. And this is not what I want to be known for. I don't want to be here in this weird space. Because fashion, just like the music industry or whatever, the fashion industry and the fashion scene can be like pretty whack at times. And I didn't care about fashion that much. I just cared about bow ties. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta focus on what I really want to do, which at the time was music. And Tumblr didn't really have a good way to integrate music. And I was like, I could take this fashion Tumblr and turn it into a music account and ruin it for a lot of people, because I know that if people followed me for bow ties and suddenly I started posting photos of my face and like music, people would be like, this is whack, not what I came here for, and they would unfollow it. So instead I just deleted the account. A bit of mercy and respect that maybe Tumblr didn't deserve, but I gave it to the people anyway. Oh, bow ties. It's so funny because I used to wear bow ties every single day. Like, I wouldn't leave my house unless I was in a bow tie. That was me in Arizona. Then I moved out here, and I did it for a little while. And then once I finally got an apartment, I stopped doing it. Now I only wear bow ties if I'm going to be performing. In fact, moving to California made me much more of a casual dresser than I ever had been as an adult. I used to have a Tumblr with emo poems. I did the same and erased that account. I had a DeviantArt with emo poems. I used to write a poem for everybody that I liked. I mean, I thought that's normal. Definitely was not the only person who had a DeviantArt account with just a bunch of poems for girls that didn't like them. But that actually isn't deleted. I still have that. This song's called Hush Hour. It is the ending song for the stream. I'm gonna go over news really quick while I'm doing the intro to it, so I don't run out of time. So as far as news, I'm gonna have to take a break from this song to do this next part. As far as news, I do have 2 new albums that you can find on platforms like Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube, which are on right now. The name of those albums are Quick Breath and Ego Death. Now back to the rest of the news. I did play a show on New Year's Eve, but I don't have any more shows booked. At least not at the moment. I'm talking about one, or I'm talking to somebody that's going to book me for one. But at the moment, there's nothing booked solid. I also have some merch coming out this year, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'll talk about it more here as news develops on the merch. And as far as the stream, I'm here every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Rain or shine, sleepy or wide awake, hungry or well fed. I'm very hungry. And that's all the news. The song is called, again, Hush Hour, and I wrote it while I was in Hong Kong. I have a music video for it that I also shot while I was there. Yeah, tomorrow is the 50th stream. You're right. Tomorrow's the 50th stream, and I thought I was gonna do something special. I still might. Maybe we'll do like a special form of Q&A. Maybe we'll do a stream from somewhere other than my bedroom. Maybe we'll do a cooking stream. I don't know. But the 50th stream, something has to change, right? We have to do something special. We don't. We don't have to, but I want to. Also, tomorrow is my 50th... Sorry, wow. I almost said 50th anniversary. Tomorrow is my 5-year anniversary of living in Los Angeles, so I was gonna have a party, but then I was like, nobody's gonna come, nobody cares, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna have a party. Maybe I'll just make myself a nice meal, make myself some pasta or something, and then eat it on the stoop. I like eating my dinner on the stoop. I discovered this is a new thing. It's a new cool thing I'm really into, is eating on the stoop, eating out in the elements. Anywho, thank you everybody for being respectful to me and polite to each other. I appreciate it more than you guys might realize. It's very difficult to carve out a respectful space on the internet. And I've thought about this a lot. I've thought about the stream, since being on Periscope, being on Instagram, being on Facebook and streaming, and now finally here. And what is a stoop? It's like stairs. It's just stairs. It's like, yeah, like front porch, but if there's like stairs on it that go down. I don't have technically a stoop. I have a staircase, but I call it a stoop because I sit at the very bottom of it. But what was I saying? Omni, what were you saying? Right. No, I don't remember. What was it? It was something semi-important. I eat on the stoop now. I eat on the stoop. Oh! It's my 5-year anniversary tomorrow of living in Los Angeles. I'm not gonna do anything but eat on the stoop. I was gonna say something kind of important. Definitely wasn't gonna talk about Hey Arnold. I've never actually seen that show. Omni, what was it? Oh yeah, positive spaces on the internet. Positive spaces on the internet. Very, very hard. I thought about it, and I thought to myself, Omni, would you rather have 10 nice people or 50 wild ones? And I think I'd rather have 10 nice people. You know, you guys, I'm glad you appreciate the music, but there isn't enough said about how much the stream is good for me, actually. It's a good way to start my day. Especially starting my day by hanging out with a bunch of people that are nice and generally respectful. I don't think that I like to hang out with anybody before I've had breakfast. But you guys are always really nice. And not just to me, you're nice to each other, which is maybe more important. Because if you guys were mean to me, I mean, I'm sure some of you guys, especially you guys that have been in the stream for, let's say, 2 years, you've definitely seen like a stinker come into the stream. Whether it was on Periscope or Facebook, maybe it was in the Bad and Bougie days where I was getting a lot of randos coming in and just requesting that I play the Migos remix. Um, you've seen some mean people come into the stream, and you know how I deal with mean people, which is just by ignoring them. And then eventually they'll like talk themselves out, and then they'll leave because no one's talking to them or acknowledging them. But when people in the stream are mean to each other, it's now then it's bad because I don't have any control over that. If somebody's mean to me, it's very easy for me to dismiss them. But I mean, if there's like infighting with people in the stream, it's really sad. So thank you guys for always being nice to each other and very accepting of some random new person that comes into the stream. That's it. I am very, very hungry. Um, Walking to Little Caesars and answering questions on Insta. Yeah, I'm glad that Instagram has the not the survey, the questionnaire thing, because I'm going to be posting a questionnaire today on Instagram while I work throughout my day. So if you have questions, which you probably don't, people here know me well enough, but if you do, participate in my questionnaire on Instagram. Again, thank you guys for always being respectful to me and polite to each other. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. It is street sweeping today, so I'm going to go move my car, and I will see you guys here tomorrow for the 50th stream, where I will probably come up with a really grand idea and then not do it, and then just suffice to do something really small, like eat a bagel while... Is that package for me? No, it's not. Eat a bagel while on stream or something stupid. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will. Doody doody bee bee dee.